We're just gonna start recording now. And I just started recording. I'm gonna edit this out and then add an actual intro later because I'm too fucking lazy to do one right now.
That's honestly valid.
And if I don't, then I don't have an intro. In that case, sup. I almost swore in the first 20 seconds of the video. That could have been bad. What's up, party people?
I can't believe you would do that.
Is that still a rule?
Yeah. I mean, we don't get monetized, so it doesn't matter, but...
True.
Great. You have to demonetize the video.
Welcome, everyone, to Dusk PRs. I probably did a fucking intro. I don't know. Oh, no, we're demonetized now. Ah! If I didn't do an intro, I'm here with Kathy, Gambit, Winda, and that fucking rodent I hate.
Hello.
Hi.
That fucking rodent I hate. God damn it. All right. Oh, I'm sure this is gonna look great on the video when my fucking tab is just plastered when I'm changing tabs constantly. All right. So we did divisions again this season because we had 16 coaches. Did we need to do divisions? No. Did I want to do divisions? Yes. Any questions? No. I'm answering it for you. So Dusk has 8 teams.
Question.
Don has 8 teams. What is your question, Winda? I will always answer a question for you.
What is the rule about terror this season?
That is a good point that intro canner would have said, but I don't think I'm going to do an intro the more that we get into this video. Terror's banned.
That requires you to do editing, and I know you won't.
Yeah, that would require me to do editing, and then when I'm there, I would have to cut out a lot of this meaningless chatter, because I would feel I would need to. We don't need to do that. But Terra's banned. Say bye-bye, Terra! Say bye-bye! For now. For at least for now, but bye-bye!
I missed it already.
Terra is upstate with its older sibling, Dynamax, and their older sibling, Z-Moves, and their grandpa, the Gems. All of those are banned. Hidden Power, also banned this season. I will say in my testing group, I did have to tell someone Hidden Power was banned, even though I wrote it. I did have to do that. You are also going to hear me referencing a building group, testing group, any variation of those so many times throughout these 2 videos.
My bad.
Yeah, it's you. You're the reason I have to mention it so many times, and not my own hubris. The arrogance of man. Anyways, let's get started. We've dragged it on long enough. Starting us off, since we are talking about Dusk first, so you guys can ignore Dawn Division. And as always, the tier list is incomprehensible because it's just Pokemon and not logos. But that's the quality you've come to expect. And honestly deserve. So starting off, we do have Big E, who was the first pick in the Dusk division, rocking Fluttermane, Megalucario, Dragonite, Reuniclus, Alolan Muck, Rotom, Heat, Torterra, Palafin, and Shroodle. Let me change the Palafin on here, because Baby Palafin does not show the picture. There we go. Well, it shows the picture there, but the metaphorical picture of how the team actually looks. So, who wants to start?
I could start off real quickly because I actually did forget to mention I actually helped Big E a little bit on this team.
Oh. This was the team with help?
I said a little bit. And also, I'll be honest, looking back on it, there would be a couple things I would suggest differently.
Right, like not taking Reuniclus because it learns Trick Room.
No, that would have stayed the same.
Brad can suggest other people take Trick Room. He just can't take it himself.
It's my curse.
You're right. Let's ignore it. We'll talk about that when we get to his team in the next video or however the fuck we're doing this. Context, peeling back the curtain a little bit. We don't even know yet how we're doing this. Didn't talk about it. We're just going how we go.
Feels like we should have
All right.
discussed.
We should have. But we'll figure it out. Rat.
They call
now,
us LeBron because we
explain.
ball. So the team is Fluttermane, Mega Lucario, Dragonite.
I already
Unicorn.
said the team.
We already
You said
did
that
this.
already.
We
You
are
said that
Rat.
already. It hit me midway through. It hit me mid-throw.
Welcome back to
We had
UBLPRs,
a whole
everybody.
discussion before this to lock in.
Welcome back, everybody. It's like we never left.
Okay. The team, honestly, I think it's a fairly solid balance team. It has its flaws, but it can work in most scenarios. Fluttermane and Mega Lucario are an insanely strong pair that I would hate to go up against. And I really hope I don't. I don't remember what division I'm in, truthfully.
Oh my
Not this one.
fucking god, you're in the other division.
Thank you, Kenner.
I'm gonna
Rat.
hurt you.
Oh my god.
I think Strudel is
Oh.
really funny. Because I remember a couple seasons ago, Kenner, it was you that used a Hisuian Typhlosion Strudel pair. Just to spam Eruption.
Was it me?
I'm
Did I
pretty
do
sure it
that?
was.
That
like-
doesn't sound like a kind of thing.
Who told
I'm
me
like
that was
big-
okay? Was that before I had Kathy yelling at me when my teams were bad? Because who the
Probably.
fuck told me that was okay?
It could have been.
Jesus.
No, you didn't have Hisuian type load in
It-
season 8, did you?
No, I think it might have been 9. Might have been 9 or 10. Because that was before I had Kathy helping me, and when I was still making like 40 changes.
9 sounds right.
think
9
it's-
sounds right.
I know. I
Oh.
think that might have been the season where I ended with King Gambit Palafin.
Also,
No.
my favorite part of this team is
I don't know, I
the,
don't
is the
fucking-
type chart. God, it's beautiful.
There is no reds and only 4 greys. It is impressive.
Playboy Cardi, whole lot of green.
As you know, it has the little Disquake core with Rotom and Torterra, which is it's always solid. Especially now that Torterra can get Shell Smash.
Okay. All right, Rat.
Nothing insane. It's not an absolutely insane cracked team by any means, but I feel it's solid. It's a solid little balanced team that can maneuver most situations.
All right. Is that your contribution before I give my thoughts?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
What else must smoke?
Here's my contribution. Balance mod check. This isn't a balanced team. This is a bad hyper offense team. We can say it how it lands. How are you going to be balanced without Intimidate? I'll say it. You can't deal with dark types with, Intimidate. You can't lower their stats. Because Strudel is your only form of, like, that stat reduction stuff with Parting Shot. Your Tailwind is also Dragonite. So you don't really have Tailwind. And if you're facing someone that has a fast Tailwind, them's the breaks, kids. There are several good pieces on this team. Fluttermane's good. Mega Lucario's good. Dragonite is fine. Palafin is good. I just don't see the vision at all. I think this team can win games. I wouldn't be surprised if it wins games. But, like, unless someone else sees something here that I don't, I think this team is not great. I would even go as far as to say I don't think it's good. I think it's, at best, mediocre and carried by the fact that you have Fluttermane, Mega Lucario. Like, your 4 every week are Fluttermane, Mega Lucario, Dragonite, Palafin. Because the rest of your mons are just kind of there.
I think as well, you can't have balance without fake out.
That
it's
too.
kinda- It's like you start with Palafin, and then you have to run super bulky Mega Lucario, Fluttermane, or Dragonite to do anything, or you have to run Torterra, and then you lose to every Ice Punch in the game because you have Dragonite, Torterra on your team. Like 2 for weak Ice types feels horrific with no Terra.
Yeah, so kind of my biggest gripe and this is probably going to be seen on a lot of teams. This is the first season without Terra in a while, so people aren't necessarily going to be a lot of the time great with drafting it, but having duplicate 4Xs is terrible. Like, having multiple 4Xs is not great, but having both of your 4Xs be to ice is even less good when, like, Icewind crushes this team anyways. So you're just catching random strays, unless you're running Wide Guard Torterra every week. Also, why is... Rat, maybe you can give me a little bit of clarity here. Why is Alolan Muck here?
I remember saying... I think that was one of my suggestions. Just because it worked really good for the type chart at the time. But that we were a bit earlier, and the plans did end up changing midway through.
Oh.
Why are we taking a Mon like Munkalola as a type chart Mon? Like, this Mon, here's the thing. If you have a team where this Mon does fit, which legitimately isn't really that hard to fit Munkalola on a team. This one, it doesn't really fit. But, like, if you have a team where this Mon fits, this Mon's crazy. It seems only fine here. If it had Fake Out, this Mon could be super degenerate. But, you don't have Fake Out. So you have to kind of just sit there and go, let me follow me and minimize. That's going to be your Munkalola set. You just follow me with Lucario and then minimize and then lose to Haze.
I mean...
This was Scrafty. If this is Scrafty, this is not terrible. At all. It's very fine.
Yeah,
Like, it just boosts it like 10 points, like up the charts. It's good.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing I think I would want to see on this one is just, like, give it Fake Out. Like, you don't need... I would like Intimidate. I would like a better Tailwinder. But if you just, like, slot in a Fake Out, this team gets also way better. Because you kind of... This team doesn't really have any way to control the pace of play, besides screens, which are fine, but, like... When are you getting the time to use screens?
There's one way to do it, and it's the way you don't want to do it. It's using your 20-point Flutter Mane as an Icy Wind bot.
I mean, that's not bad. Like, I if you had, like, a 110 Tailwinder, like, booster speed Flutter Mane every week is totally fine. Like, booster speed Thunderwave Flutter Mane, that's fine. Icy Wind, that's fine. But our Tailwind is an 80 speed Pokemon. That on this team
Yeah, it wants to do other things.
This on this team, it always wants to run multi-scale. But it's gonna have to always run Inner Focus. Because A, if it gets faked out, you do just lose. If it's multi-scale, if it gets intimidated and it's multi-scale, you do just lose. You don't got Terra like Rat did last season.
I missed it already.
Yeah, I think overall, I think the team is, like, fine. Like, for me, like, obviously we've mentioned Intimidate, we've mentioned Fake Out. For me, the biggest one would be Tailwind. Honestly, like, I think Tailwind with like Mega Lucario and Flutter Mane, and, like, even some of the mid-speed mons would really help. But because it's Dragonite, it just feels really bad. And that makes me feel like the team would be better playing into Trick Room. But then, like, half the team doesn't really like Trick Room. And at that point, it's like you're doing Alolan Muck and Torterra for Trick Room.
Okay, hold on. I will give this team one thing when it is in regards to Trick Room. If you do not bring Trick Room with this team, this does have a very good, like, game in Trick Room. Because you've got E-Speed on Dragonite and you've got Jet Punch on Palafin. So you are still you're in the game still, even if they click Trick Room with this team. I don't think that's good enough to get this anywhere out of B at best, though. That's kind of where I'm
saying. It's
sitting.
also Mega Lucario priority as well. Bullet Punch.
Yeah, Bullet Punch, Vacuum
Wave. Yeah.
And Extreme Speed on its own as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
You don't really need to run extreme speed because adaptability is kind of there.
That and like
Yeah.
the worst case. Well, the worst part about Mega Lucario 2 is you just don't have space for extreme speed. Because you're always running, like, especially with this team where it's your only redirector, you just don't have a ton of wiggle room. Like, Follow Me is always on one of your sets, and then you have Fighting Move, Steel Move, and then you basically got one move slot. And honestly, on this team, I do kind of like coaching as kind of that last set slot. Feels bad using really powerful offensive powerhouse like Mega Lucario as a support Pokemon, though. But I think we're all kind of in agreement that this is B tier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think B probably going to end up on the lower end of B,
Yeah. Well,
but
we'll see.
we'll see. We'll see.
We'll see.
But I think some of the strength of some of the individual mons could probably carry this to some victories. And Big E is a good player. We've seen them do well.
Yeah. I think this is going to be kind of that. And like every season, we kind of have the 4 to 6 range, which is kind of a toss up for if a team's going to be making playoffs. I think this kind of falls in that 4 to 6 range. I could see it making playoffs, but I kind of lean more towards it being closer to the 6 than the 4, but who knows? I would love to be proven wrong. All right, are we ready for the next team here?
Run it.
Yep.
Yeah, and I don't know if we've heard of this person before. I think maybe there's someone new.
No
Yeah.
way, dude.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Former champion, multi-time finalist, coolest person fucking ever when it comes to draft prep. Never heard of him. Never heard of him though.
No.
Never heard of him.
Yeah, this team's really fucking funny. I'm gonna start off by saying, this is the only Prankster Tailwind in the entire division. There are 2 total out of 16 players. What?
That's really funny.
You
This
want to read out? Psst, you want to read
It's
out?
actually
I have the best Tailwind.
You want to read out your team really quick?
Oh, it's Dondozo, Tazagiri, Talonflame, Glamora, Thraki, Kartana, Runariga, Sylveon, Mega Gallade. You can see it on the screen.
Thank
But
you.
Bro.
it's the only one. And it's not even Prankster. Fucking, you'll see in a second. There are 3 fucking priority blockers in this div. It's not Prankster. I'm gutted. Accidentally. But just because it's the only Prankster Tailwind boosts it automatically up to at least A tier. Because I just have better Tailwind than everyone else.
Okay.
Um,
You know why I don't have Prankster Tailwind? I've been scarred.
Okay, we'll talk
can
about
start
that
because you
there, you veteran. You war-torn soldier. Okay. I'm gonna give my thoughts on this team. And it's gonna be a shocker. This team sucks. No, it's good. I mean, like, it's a good team. It's a really good team. Everyone's gonna sit there and focus on, like, Dondozo Tatsugiri, like, that's the strongest part of the team. I'm more scared of Talonflame Kartana. Like, that's such a
Yeah.
demon lead. That's such a demon lead. And then you have, like, Mega Gallade, and then any of the rest of the Mons in the back. Like, anything could be in the back. This is kind of very close to how beginning of Reg H, Dondozo was played. You had Dondozo, Tatsugiri, Talonflame, Glamora, and then I think the last 2 were Palmot, Goldango, which obviously aren't here. Reggae, they played the same version in Reg H.
Oh, did they? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because that's what I lost to round 1 of day 2 in Baltimore.
Oh. Yeah. This is like half of that. I played a regional with Dondozo, Tatsugiri, Talonflame, Sylveon, and then Meowscarada. Can't remember the 6th mon. It would be Glamora. I think it is literally Glamora. Yeah, it is. So it's basically like 5 out of 6 of the team I've already played.
legitimately, this team could. I think we are gonna have discussions about which teams could like actually win or top a regional. This team could top a regional. Dondozo, Tatsugiri, Talonflame, Glamora, Sylveon, Kartana. That tops a regional easy.
Depends on the format, but yeah. Like,
Well-
especially like
Kartana, like, obviously legendaries make it a different ballpark, but whatever. Shh, that's not the point. It's a good team.
Dude, like my season 9 draft was copied like in like a year later or something, or a few months later, into like another good team that was like Salmon's Azumarill Pelipper was a good balance core. Anyway, I digress. Mile. Everyone, literally, yeah, you said it. Everyone is going to focus on Dondozo, and then you can also just not bring Dondozo, but every time you need to bring the one Dondozo counter you have, or maybe one or two, and that makes your team suck. So I'm just gonna click fucking Meteor Beam. I'm gonna fucking click Leaf Blade.
I mean,
It's so easy.
to be fair,
You're just gonna click. You're gonna click Fissure. I know you're gonna do it 1 week.
so to be
Okay,
fair,
well-
you say bringing the Dondozo counter is terrible, makes your team terrible. I will push back slightly on that, because if it's exactly Haze, it's just like, even if Dondozo Tatsugiri weren't here, you would just be bringing Haze against this team, because you got Meteor Beam on Glamora, you got Beast Boost from Kartana, you potentially have Throat Spray Sylveon. Mega Gallade has the room on this team to set up Sword Dance. So, like, naturally, I would say Haze is pretty decent into this team, but, I mean, that's also... Saying Haze is, like, this... Like, defining Haze as the Dondozo counter is, like, sort of true. But, Dondozo is still hard to kill, even if you haze it. It's not as good, but it's hard to kill.
Yeah. And it also makes prep really easy to read as long as you know the counters as well, and how you play into the matchup. And how they will also be thinking of the matchup, because it's kind of straightforward how to counter. So you got Haze, you got fucking Perisong, you got Curse on some ones. That's fine. And I don't think there's like barely any ghost types in this div either, so you can't curse it. There's like Fluttermane. And like one more. I'm forgetting about Chandelier. And Sableye. Okay, no, that's three. That's three. My bad.
Does Sableye even get Curse?
I can double check that.
I do not believe so.
It does
So,
not.
You
Oh,
wouldn't even
well.
get it. Does Fluttermane even get it?
I don't think so, but it might. Because Fluttermane has like every move ever. It does not get Curse.
Fluttermane does not have curse.
It's really funny. There's like obviously like Intimidate recycling, but then you can go Oblivious. There's like you can outspeed it, but then you can go the speed Tatsugiri. By the way, I'm being evil. I am playing Shiny Tatsugiri every single week for fun.
Oh no.
Okay, do you want me to... Rat, do you want me to leak the sauce on why that's not actually annoying?
Alright,
It's
because I don't
annoying
have to
if
deal
it's
with it.
No, Rat. There's a very key difference from playing on cartridge and playing on Showdown.
Oh yeah, you can just hover over it and it tells you what it is.
More you can
I
also
think
tell
preview it.
immediately in Team Preview. Because it's
That's
going to
it,
be in Team Preview. Well, no. I don't know if you can tell immediately. I forget how Showdown works with that.
You can
You're
tell
also
in the
asking
little, like,
Rat to use his brain, and that's asking a lot.
Well, I'm asking him to use his brain just in this hypothetical. Because he doesn't have
I'm
to
glad I'm
actually
not against
face it.
Rat.
So, because Rat's not making
Rat will-
grand finals.
Pain.
You're welcome. I love you, buddy. Type chart. I will say there are more 4Xs than I would like, but it's fine. They're different enough.
They're
They're
different,
different enough.
and
I mean, yeah, I still don't like them, but they're different enough.
I mean,
Got a
And also,
4.
like, two of them are basically, like, going to die to anything anyway.
Yeah, and I mean, Kartana obviously can be running full bulk like every week because it's Kartana and you don't need to run attack stats. And I have 1, 2, 3, full resists. 1 is a quarter as well,
Oh yeah.
and 2 of them being like the main ones. I don't think I care too much.
Oh yeah. Obviously, I just have to point out stuff to critique. I don't think it's an issue, but it is something to make note of, especially with the ground into Glamora being only 2 total resistance or immunities.
Yeah. At least the Thwacky kind of stops ground, like, earthquake spam. But it just means that, like, stomping tantrums and highest horsepowers are, like, pretty just solid coverage.
I do have an actual critique for this team, because I didn't. It was different on this section. There's no redirection on this team. I don't think obviously for this team it's an issue, but I do think there could hypothetically be scenarios where it's a little bit of an issue, but I don't. I'm gonna be honest. I'm grasping at straws to make complaints about this team. I think it's quite good.
It's like kind of ass on Dozo teams. Mostly because you have 1 Pokemon out for the majority of the game, and 2, switching in Tatsugiri Dondozo is a form of redirection in itself. Because if you switch in Tatsugiri into a slot, where, like, say, my Kartana is being attacked, if I switch Tatsugiri into that slot, it will just miss. It won't hit Dondozo either. So in a way,
Right.
it is a form of redirection if you're playing it well.
Right. It's redirection at home.
Yeah.
Right.
It's shit, but like.
Yeah. But I also too, if you just run normal, just run Tatsugiri, you technically have redirection for water moves.
True.
You're never gonna run that, but I mean, you could. Tatsugiri's a former champion after all. Dondozo is not. Just Tatsugiri.
What?
Yeah, I won in season 8 with Tatsugiri. I had Tatsugiri Dondozo for most of the season, but then I dropped it. And my finals was against Gig, who lost to Mischievous Tricker. All right, so where are we thinking about this team?
Honestly, probably top tier. Let's be honest here.
Yeah, I mean, I help make Kath the team because, I mean, when don't we work together? And yeah, it's crazy. It's really good. A low-key thing that's going to be kind of gross is Grassy Glide Kartana. It's going to be very funny.
Didn't get it.
It would also be a lot funnier if it wasn't in this division.
Kartana does not get Grassy Glide, I'm afraid.
Yeah, I checked.
That was the pre. That really weird Sword and Shield era where Home had a bunch of moves that they didn't actually end up getting.
You mean the RDL season?
Yes, that season.
Yeah.
The one where I was the only one to take a game off of you. Not a set, a game. And I did it twice. Take that, rat. I put this team in S. I put it in S. I think it's
Easy.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty fair to put it in S, but yeah.
Dang, that's crazy. We allowed Dozo Tatsugiri, and then immediately the team that has it goes in S. Wow, it's like we shouldn't have unbanned it.
Oh,
To be fair,
bitch,
it also
bitch,
has
don't.
Cortana.
Bitch, don't with me, bitch. If this was just Dondozo Tatsugiri, this would be in like B tier.
It has a Kartana.
It's got Kartana, Sylveon, Mega Glade. Like, come on. Come on.
To be so for real.
I
Also, I am slightly.
I am the biggest Dozo Giri hater.
You
like,
are the
on
second
planet.
biggest Dozo Giri hater. Because I have a literal 0% win rate in official competition against Dozozgiri. Literally 0.
Yeah, but you've also used it.
Yeah, when the game first came out, and I didn't know it was Hitler.
Oh,
No, it's House MD. You've not seen
Wait, so
it.
what does that make Tatsugiri?
Little Hitler.
Who's the?
I was gonna say
Jizz-
Mussolini.
Yeah, that too.
That works.
All right, anyways, time to talk about a less good team that does involve 2 water types.
That also involves me, because I helped draft it.
The Brits are everywhere.
Yo, shout out
Actually,
to
Keep your-
A-Rod.
Keep your head on a
Vice
swivel, folks.
Actually,
Oh no, I'm
Spike
saying
lives in-
I'm
Spike
saying
lives in-
you. I'm saying you, because you and Winda have your grubby little paws in so many teams, including mine. But we don't need to talk about that. So this team has Archaladon, Pelipper, Dracovish, Raichu, Mega Scizor, Mousehold, Tapu Bulu, Slowking Galar, and Aaron. It's got Aaron.
I love Aaron.
I know it's
Look at
not
that little
pronounced.
guy.
I know it's not pronounced Aaron, but he's just a
Hey,
guy
hey,
on this
Rob.
team.
Yeah.
He's just a guy on this
Aw,
team.
man, you
That's why I'm
beat me
calling
to
it
it.
Aaron. Yeah, it
Single
also
A-Rod.
I was gonna make that joke, but it's 1A, and I didn't think it was funny.
Single A-Rod.
It's 1A.
Single
Okay.
A-Rod, let's go.
You guys like
No,
that?
there's-
You guys like this bit way more than I do. That's strange because
I
this is
love
like
it.
this is like a classic like canner bit that would annoy all of you.
Yeah?
But today it's not. Interesting.
No. Because
Yeah, we're hypocrites.
You
Because I
said it.
didn't say it. Because I didn't say it. That's right. Okay, let's talk about this team. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4 times weaknesses. Ignore that 2 of them are from Aaron.
Yeah, we don't care.
But still, we do have 3 that are not
We have 3.
One of
great.
them doesn't
Like-
count.
No, Scissor doesn't really count.
Aaron is a
either.
mascot.
Yeah, Sizzle doesn't really count. Pelipper dies to everything anyway, it's a bad mon.
hate
And then
Pelipper.
Tapu Bulu, who runs Poison Moves anyway, right?
Okay, we can stop.
The
Like we can,
Slowking Galar,
you
that
know,
too.
we can not cope. We can not cope here. Come on. I'll let you guys slander Pelipper. I'll let you slander Pelipper.
Fucking hate that
It's not
mon.
slander
Oh
if
my
it's
god.
true. I hate
No,
that
no,
bird.
it
I hate
is
that
it
fucking
is slander.
mon.
This mon does actually live longer than you would think.
I
Genuinely.
know, and that's what makes it so annoying. It's
It lives far
good.
too long. I acknowledge the bird
Okay.
is good.
Okay.
That doesn't make me hate it any less.
Okay. Can we stop with the Pelipper hate and talk about the team? Just
So
because
just, like,
otherwise, I
it's-
feel like you guys would sit here for 3 hours talking about how much you hate Pelipper.
It's true. However, I actually don't. I don't think this team is that bad.
Oh, I think this team is
one thing
awful.
one thing I really dislike is shockingly Raichu on this team. Because if you want to run lightning rod, you gotta be careful to not accidentally electroshot yourself.
Okay,
There's
I
some stuff to
have
waste.
I have told Kathy that, and spoiler, our other one I think has it too, because because they have Togedemaru, and that is Lightning Rod. But it's not really super real. Like you're always having Archaludon Pelipper or Archaludon Dracovish. Like when there's rain up, like it's not super
Oh, wow.
real. You know what is super fake about this team? You don't have a Tailwind mon. Pelipper has
Really?
Tailwind. Scizor has Tailwind. Pelipper will run it like all the time, but it's not a Tailwind mon. I mean, you can extremely easily play around Pelipper Tailwind. So like, cool.
Also, Dracovish has 1 set to run.
Scarf baby.
Yep.
Can
I
only
will say
Scarf.
with Vish, that's not my fault. Smile.
Yeah.
They wanted to draft Dracovish in the rain because they wanted Hydrogen Bomb.
Hydrogen bomb that loses to intimidate pivoting.
Yippee.
Or Will-O-Wisp. It also loses to Will-O-Wisp.
This is a rain team without a swift swimmer.
Yeah,
If
really
If
weird.
Fish was a swift swimmer, I think it was actually fine. But it was just really hard to build around.
So
Yeah,
I will say,
and I get Mouse Arch, but it just feels weird to have like two kind of premium redirectors on the team.
Right.
Picture being a premium redirector is a strong word.
And honestly,
it
Mousehold
is
doesn't-
a strong word on Raichu. I will say that. It's
Yeah.
good. I wouldn't call it premium.
I don't
As
think
much as I love it, I
Mousehold-
have to acknowledge its flaws.
Call it.
I don't think Mousehold needs to be here.
No, I do legitimately think you're wrong. I think you're 100% wrong. Mousehold
Yeah.
Archaludon is broken. Legitimately, this is broken. Like, this is 3 Mons of one of the strongest Reg H cores ever. And this
Is it
format,
just pure for beat up?
you don't click
Population
beat up. You population bomb into your
Oh, you
Archaludon,
pop
you get to
bomb,
plus
yeah.
6.
Yeah,
You get free plus 6. But also, it makes it so that Archaludon is even harder to kill.
Me when I click Earth Power.
Nah,
you
just
want to
run
click
Navy.
Haze.
I mean, that said, oh, you don't even need to haze this thing. It's like such a non-threat. Also, because if you haze it, it's gonna get back its -2 from dropping Dracos, because Dragon Pulse is fake. I'll tell you that much. I'll give you that one for free. Running Dragon Pulse on this mon is fake.
Yeah, 100% honestly.
It'll work, but it's fake. One thing I don't like though, we have 3. What the fuck? We have 3. No, okay. Let me get rid of Aaron here. He's throwing me off. Let me just get rid of him. It's not real, so I'm not gonna include it. 2 steel types isn't great. 2 dragon types isn't great. It's a rain team, so I'll let 2 water types slide. But I mean, still, like you've got a very uphill battle. And if I didn't have the knowledge of the teams ahead, I would say this team is fine. I would say Mega Scizor is going to look great. However, I do have a little bit of knowledge about the teams ahead. And, yeah, Pelipper is not gonna always be your best friend here. When they can, get Sun up and then you, click Hurricane and then you miss. And then you miss. And then you miss. And then you miss. Because it's
Oh, and don't forget the next
50%.
miss.
Yep, and then you miss. Again, if you're facing Rat, you get that one
No, because it's
extra
not
miss.
going to be on the field that long.
Well, yeah,
That's
because
true.
they set the Sun up, so it's always pivoting
Yeah, exactly.
out. But that said, this team is a weather team that loses very hard to the Weather Wars. Because if you are just happening to facing, like, you just happen to be facing a Sun team, one of your big damage dealers is a fish out of water. And I'm not talking about Dracovish in this case.
That's so dumb.
I am talking about Mega Scizor. This wasn't even meant to be a pun. But,
I don't believe you.
no, genuinely, I wasn't even
No, I
trying to make a
believe
pun
him.
here.
Unfortunately, I believe him.
But Mega Scizor, if you're facing a Sun team, or you're facing a team that can set Sun before Pelipper and Mega Scizor can move, which, guess what? Not crazy uncommon for a Pokemon to be able to set Sun before Mega Scizor gets attacked, rather. That's not hard to imagine. Wide Guard is going to be your best friend on this team. I don't like this team. I think it's at best fine. I'm willing to concede wherever you guys want to put it, but I genuinely don't feel threatened by this. Also, we have a second terrain Pokemon. Get used to hearing that. Get used to hearing there's terrain on this team. Get used to hearing there's terrain.
From here on out, every team has terrain.
Yep. Yep.
Um,
Well, in Dusk at least.
yeah.
I give it like
mean-
a tier.
Is it true? I feel like that's not true.
Yeah, no,
There's
every other team has
Oh,
terrain.
every other day. Yeah. Okay.
That's funny.
Yeah,
This is
there's I think there's what
I
8 terrain setters between 7 teams. Is what Pinky said? I don't know if that's true.
think it's true.
It is true.
Okay. I couldn't check because I didn't want to spoil the rest of the teams.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
for me,
every other team has a terrain setter.
for me
Yeah.
personally, I have this in B tier. I do like it a little bit more than Big E's team, but I can't put it in a separate tier.
I don't think it's B tier.
That's fair.
I
I go
agree
with
with
B
that.
tier.
Yeah.
As the person who made it,
I'm fine with B tier.
I
It's
I think
cohesive,
these
it's just-
these two teams are Swags and Big E's are closer than they are apart.
Yeah.
I think whatever tier one of them is in, the other is also in.
Where would you put it if Dracovish was Basque Legion?
If it was Basque Legion, probably an A tier. I don't think this team ever
Yeah,
gets S.
exactly.
I genuinely think this team never gets S.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I agree.
Well,
I think
it could,
by
but
nature
it would also have to be a very
of
different
the-
version of the team. But like, if we're just talking Basque Legion over Dracovish,
I'm
Uh,
struggling to think about when you bring Reich over Mousehold.
the answer is exclusively when you need fake out. That's it.
When you want fake out and like
There's so many better fake out you have gotten.
when you want fake out and when you're not running rain.
Yeah. Oh, this team also doesn't have Intimidate. I don't like that.
Doesn't have Intimidate.
Mm,
Like, I guess, like, our
There's
Caledon, it's
really-
like, ooh, it's got stamina. Yeah, but guess
There's
what?
no trick room mode.
I mean,
true.
I would say Trick Room with this team is, like, it's responsive. It's not a game plan.
That's fair.
Like, you're bringing it if you think your opponent's Tailwind team just kills you into the moon. Which I'm not
A
gonna
lot
say
do.
is uncommon. We do have another team now that has terrain, and it's also another team that has weather. We have the team coached by Pyrus, who
Can I read it?
Yes, you can, but I know Winda does not like this team. Not even for the reason of the team.
So, we have the classic Indeedee female, Mega Charizard Y, Hatterene, Arcanine, Lilligant Hisui, Sableye, Duraludon, Lumineon, Rampardos, and the mascot Chimchar.
Okay.
Hate this team.
Okay, I'm gonna say one thing. Winda, you're gonna clip this and use it until the end of time. You know what would have been better than Arcanine here? Like a Crocodile.
Yeah.
No way.
Crocodile would have gone crazy on this team.
Not because I think Crocodile is like good though. To be fair, I think it's better than Arcanine on this team just because you have way too many fire types. Like you've got two fire types, you got Lilligant. Chimchar obviously isn't a fire type because it's not here. It's not real, but we can discuss. We'll take the Pokemon that aren't real off the
Bro said
off the
too
I
many fire
genuinely
types,
never
it
thought
listed
it-
two.
I never thought I'd hear Canner say those words.
Well, too many fire types in this case, yes, is two. Because Arcanine doesn't do anything with Sun, so it does not get past that. Other Pokemon would,
Get
like with
stronger
rain
Flare
teams.
Blade.
Ooh, it's got stronger Flare Blitz.
Ew.
Ah! You know what also gets stronger? Rampardo's Fire Punch. Ah!
What if I told you that's one of the reasons it got drafted?
Oh,
No way.
For fuck's sake. Okay. All right. Let's talk about the things I like though. Indeedee hat. It's good.
As an avid Indeed hat enjoyer, everyone tried to steal my flow in the fucking Dusk.
Charizard
Draft
Y
for some
and
reason.
Lilligant Hisui. You're not the first person to use that in this league.
Yeah, I know.
Be humble.
No,
This is Gambit. They're never humble.
that's not in my
That's
character trait.
Okay, well, you should.
I'm
you
a
should
heel
learn
this
it.
season. I have to be arrogant.
True, yeah.
This
Um,
season, you've been
but-
trying to be a heel for so long.
I
It's
also
too
have,
late.
but like I was gonna make content about it, and
Yeah.
I kept getting busy. And trust me, it's not gonna be this season
It
either.
kept falling through because nobody else can act.
Yeah. At Rats too. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Oh, one of these days, I'm not gonna apologize for pinging, and then you'll all rue the day.
Yeah, and
I
then I'll,
won't. I will be ecstatic.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. You'll say that, and then I'll be like, Rat, you forget something, and then you will immediately fold.
Just because it's true doesn't mean you have to say it, okay?
Okay,
baby.
let's talk about some of the things on here that I think are incomprehensible garbage. Hi,
The last
Sableye.
What is
three
Luminion?
Pokemon.
Hi,
What is Luminion?
Sableye. Hi, Sableye. Go home.
yeah.
Go home, Sableye. Go home. You're gravity on
Yeah,
a team that doesn't need gravity. Go home. Bye bye.
It's also a prankster Pokemon on a team with
trust.
Indeedee.
Fake out prankster encore.
Wait, what the fuck does...
Ah.
I have never seen the ability stall. What does that do?
It
Oh, you
makes
always
go
go
last.
last.
Reverse
You always
prankster,
go
dead
last.
ass.
You
It generally
always
is.
move last in your priority.
Yeah, it's
bracket.
dead ass reverse prankster.
It's lagging tail.
Yeah.
It's lagging tail. But yeah, I think honestly these last 4 Pokemon are fake. They're fake. Sableye can be run. I think its only set though is gravity screens with foul play most of the time, because you're going to want to run a team that has Indeedee Hatterene, and if you aren't careful, you are going to stumble over yourself. And
trust me,
even if
Gonna
you
run
are
Air
careful,
Balloon fake out.
you are going to stumble over yourself. What do you mean air balloon fake out? What? It's gonna, like, magically I'm
It's
gonna come in.
invade the psychic terrain.
Yeah, it's gonna be able to be hit by priority moves, but it
Yeah,
won't
I
be
know.
able to use them. God, I love
just switcheroo. Hit him with the switcheroo.
Yep.
chat. Does he
What
know?
is it?
Switcheroo with the Sableye.
Does he know?
Prankster.
Does he
Just
know?
ignore that it doesn't work.
Does he know? The answer is no. He does not know.
1 sec.
Okay, we can just talk about
But
like
yes,
the
Sableye
actually.
here is actively counterproductive.
Yeah, I think like
I know.
the first 5
He
are
drafted it
super
'cause-
real. This team, like
Yeah.
just the first 5, you bring them every week. That's strong. It also loses really easily, but it is strong. I don't hate it, but it loses really easily.
So here's the thing, okay? Here's the thing. Indeedee Hat and Arcanine were all going to be on my team.
That's so fucked up that he did that to you. That's so fucked up.
Those were like going to be first and second pick, and then Arcanine I was gonna leave till like 4th. Because I planned on picking something else first, and I was
That's so
okay.
funny because that was also Ace's draft plan.
No.
So-
Well, his was
Indeedee
his was
Hat was.
Indeedee. No, it wasn't. Ace didn't
Oh,
have
was it
Indeedee
not?
Hat. It was Indeedee Deoxys.
Oh, that's right. He was also stealing my flow.
Yeah, he was stealing a different part of your flow. But that one was legitimately you saying, "Hey, steal my flow."
That's true.
Um,
I'm like, if you're gonna take them on, at least steal my flow.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, like that. It's too. It's Sunroom, but the sun and the room are countering each other. Like, well, one's the fast part and one's the slow part. And they kind of don't intertwine as well. But you kind of still have to bring those 5, and then you kind of just have to pick which one you want to do, because you can do Indeedee Hat, but as soon as one of those goes down, then you've got to bring in like Arcanine, and then that's it. Like you're not bringing Megazord Y in Trick Room. That's not really a thing.
So, here's the craziest part to me. It's like I get wanting to run Megazord Y. It's a good mon, but you have Indeedee, you have Hatterene, you have Lilligant. What is one mon that has been ran with these 3 Pokemon ever since Hatterene got Expanding Force back? That's right, Torkoal. Literally, you just slapped Torkoal on this team, and I don't know what to tell you. You're cooking. Like, Torkoal is so much better than Zard Y on this team, especially because your speed caps at 100. Because, like, yeah, Lilligant, which is going to be faster. But, like, Lilligant doesn't do anything to advance the speed on the board. It kind of does the opposite, kind of.
It just clicks Sleep Powder
Yeah.
if it wants to slow things down.
It do be sleep powder.
Yeah, I think I agree though, and I'm not saying just Crocodile would be so much better on this team. I would just say basically any other half decent Intimidator would be better on this team.
Any non-fire type intimidator. That's what I'm saying.
Yep. And the thing
The
is, as
water
well,
bowl would be
with
great.
Sableye as well, like Sableye obviously just doesn't work, not with Indeedee. But I think having Fake Out on a team with Indeedee is still a good thing to do because it gives you the option to have Fake Out. Just not Sableye, like any other.
I will
Fake
be
Out.
right back here.
Wonder. You know what gets fake out? Indeedee.
Yes,
You're never running it, but it gets it.
I
It's
am
not
very.
real.
It's not real. I saw it once in a draft game,
My
but
bad.
it's not real.
Okay, but the fact that it's not real means no one's gonna prep for it, meaning it's actually the greatest tech of all time.
Right, like it's only a bad idea if it doesn't work.
She gets me.
Right.
The team doesn't really have real tailwind either because you don't want to use it on Sardwy, and Luminion is not a Pokemon. I'm sorry, Lyric.
Sorry, Lyric.
Don't
God,
have
James,
real
I got you this
priority
time.
We love you.
either, Because, like, Arcanine. I don't understand Arcanine in, like, these sorts of teams because you can never click extreme speed unless you're in your sun mode. Also, jump off. Why does no one draft this mon with sun in draft? Why?
We
Please.
forget it exists.
They forget it exists, and it's cheaper, and it's good, and it's used in every other actual like sun team.
Oh yeah.
Well, have you considered this? Have you considered this? It doesn't do the big funny damage.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but did you consider this? Neither does Lilligant.
No, but Lilligant's at least cute. Well, Jump Puff's adorable, but like in a different way.
Sure, Lilligant does
Lilligant is
damage,
slaying.
but 99% of the time it also doesn't do damage because it dies in 0.5 turns.
And the other like 25% of the time, it's missing sleep powder.
True!
Yeah.
You also don't really have a good after you target here. Unless you like happen to already have Psychic Terrain up.
After you Rampardos.
No.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Gambit,
No.
Gambit, I need you to be straight up with me.
What's that?
Is that part of the reason Rampardos is here? Because
What
we
do
have
you mean?
after you Lilligant.
It's a possibility.
No, please.
I'm
please
glad
tell me
that you
this
don't
is
know. I'm glad that you don't know.
It was not specifically discussed, I will say that much. However, it is a thing that can happen.
Well, I think you're stretching it a little bit, saying that it can happen.
It can. It requires very specific circumstances, but it can
Yeah,
happen.
like your Charizard to be dead, you wanting
Your
to click
Charizard
after
has
you
to
with
die.
Lilligant, and then Rampardos is gonna somehow only do 30% with Rock Slide.
You have to have Trick Room. Make sure it's not up. You have to run any set that ensures Lilligant doesn't die. And then you also have to bring Rampardos.
All right.
Yeah.
That's the most unrealistic part.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say where I'm putting this. It's part of the B
That's your
Brigade.
You know what?
really
That's
is.
higher than I would have put it, honestly.
I was half tempted to
Yeah.
say C, but like, indeed,
Wow.
hat.
Indeedee Hat is really good.
Well, Indeedee.
This is
Indeedee- So here's the thing: Indeedee Hat, Zard Y, Lilligant is good. It's
Yeah.
better than every other team in B. So it can't be put in C just on principle of that. But the core of the team
Yeah.
is better. I do have it lowest in B right now, just because I have the least faith in it. But honestly,
Yeah,
with
I think it's
with
bad
Legitimately-
when we want to say we want to swap out 5 of the
Yeah.
10 mons on the team.
yeah, legitimately though, every single B tier, I don't care the order. I think they're all like tethered together. Like if one of them goes to C, they're all in C. Like what's the difference between this, Big E, and then the Rain team? That this one actually has Intimidate? That's literally the only
Yeah.
difference,
Or
actually,
an
thinking
actual
about it.
Trick Room mode.
Yeah, but then like this team has 5 Pokemon.
Yeah, the other teams have more than 5 Pokemon.
It's very true.
Yep.
Come on, go
Well,
away.
let's hope this next team isn't C tier clueless.
Oh god.
Okay.
Oh Christ. Oh ew.
All right, read it off. Because we know we're not getting your video for 3 years.
Yeah.
Fuck is
Hey, it's. Listen, I'm working on getting everything uploaded.
Yeah, I
I
understand. But I'm just saying it's going to take 3 years.
Linda, you're
it's-
literally using one of my favorite Pokemon, and then when I saw you draft it, you said, I don't know why I'm doing this.
Okay.
I'm doing it because Cav told me to.
All right.
Anyways,
Read off the team, my goat.
Anyway, Washed Warrior over here, drafting
Winda,
Iron
Winda,
Hands.
Winda, you can't steal my title. You can't steal my title. It is the one thing I have left in this league. You cannot take it from me. You made playoffs
But
last
I'm
season.
washed.
You made playoffs last season. I haven't made playoffs since season 14.
One season, come on.
That's 2.
It's two.
I am the only
Wait, is this
I am the
law
only
school?
person to win a season and then miss playoffs the next season, and I did it twice.
I'm not gonna lie, that's actually kind of impressive.
I wonder who's to blame about that for this recent stretch.
Could be anyone.
Literally, in
Anyway.
season 15, Rat, if you don't RNG me in one of those games, I make playoffs. That's not a joke either.
I can't control it, I'm sorry!
See, he can't. See, look at this, guys. He can't even be like, yeah, that's right. He can't even have confidence in himself.
No, I could if it was like a one-time
All right.
thing. It's
All
every
right.
set we
All
have
right,
against each
now,
other.
now, let's go back to Winda's team. Back to our
So I've
regularly
got
scheduled
Iron
programming.
Hands, Farigiraf, Tornadosterian, Bishop, Riolu, Dragalge, Chloritza, Mega Houndoom, Cryogonal, and Rillaboom. So
What
I'm
am I
gonna say
not
this
doing?
now. I basically had an existential crisis trying to build this team
No, really.
because I woke up, saw that Indeedee was taken, and went, "Oh no, I don't have any idea what to do now." So I was like, "Screw it. What's the best one on the board? Oh hey, Iron Hands is still there. Let me grab that. Oh hey, what's good with Iron Hands? Farigiraf. All right." And then I literally sat with my computer DMing Kath for about 2 hours, going, "I don't know what to do."
You
Yeah,
also
I
DM'd
look at
me.
this team-
I also
This
DM'd Canna. So I was like, Canna, I accidentally drafted Iron Hands. How do I build this?
accidentally is crazy.
Yeah. Well,
I like how-
here's the craziest part. Winda said something like, "Oh God of the Iron Hands." I'm like, what are you
This is
talking
very
about?
true.
It's like, what are you talking about? I missed playoffs.
You got
Kathy won
25
with it.
kills with it.
Yeah, but Kathy won with Iron Hands. That's different.
Yeah, but I was also DMing Kathy anyway, so
That's very true.
Oh wow, you just sent him the same message then, huh?
no, I didn't DM Kathy. Oh God of the Iron Hands. I was like, what do I do with my team? Because I don't
Oh,
have
shake my head,
Indeedee
you
anymore.
should've.
That sounds like the
God of the Iron
average.
Hands.
That sounds like the average DM that I send Kathy. If it's not like some
You approached the
silly,
false prophet
some
of the Iron
silly
Hand.
LeBron meme that I found on Twitter. That's like 90% of what our DMs are is LeBron memes, and then talking about how over my draft plans are. It's so peak.
This team
Look,
look like the draft equivalent of throwing darts at a dartboard.
I don't know what kind of game of darts you're playing, but you must be real good. You must be real good
I
at
didn't
darts.
say I was bad.
Must
It
be
all
real good at
works
darts.
together.
Kathy,
doesn't
I'm
look
not
like
I'm
it's
not
good.
saying that this team is great. So don't give me that.
I mean,
It really lacks a lot.
functional
I
team.
agree. But Kathy, you have to remember the last 2 teams we just looked at. I will take anything at this point.
yeah.
I'm
looks
very
like
quickly-
No, I'm joking.
I'm very quickly just gonna put this in A because it's not a B tier team with the other B tiers. Just gonna quickly do that. We don't need to discuss that. We can focus on this.
Should we talk about Mega Houndoom?
Yeah, please.
Where do we
please, I need to
start
hear the
with
thought
Mega
process.
Houndoom?
At the
Right.
beginning, Winda like respectfully.
yeah.
Hey,
What?
A semi-funny
Mega Houndoom,
story.
pretty cool.
Right, so here's the story, right? So me and Kathy are sitting in person, right? And I go to Kathy, listen, I'm about to draft Porygon Z, but I don't think it's a good idea. Because I kind of want a fire type, but there's no like good fast fire types I can draft. And they're like, well, what's available for 10 points? I was like, Delphox? And they said, no. I said, Salazzle. They said, how many fake outs do you have? And I said, I'm getting Rillaboom and I have Iron Hands. So they said, no. And I said, well, that's it. What else am I supposed to draft? And they looked me dead in the eye and said, you should draft Mega Houndoom. And I said, no.
No, it's legitimately fine. For the budget. No, it's legitimately fine.
You know, that
Not
is
like
the
evil
word.
Kermit
That is the
looking
word.
at you, telling you to draft Mega Houndoom.
That is the word I would use to describe Mega Houndoom. It's like the most fine Pokemon that ever find.
You all break my heart.
In terms of like competitiveness, it also two things. It is also one of my like other besties' favorite Pokemon. So I have it has a small part in my heart for that.
Damn, I didn't know we were friends anymore.
No, I didn't know that bit when I said it. But also, like it just does damage and it's fast and it has a good speed to. It's not bulky, but it gets the job done for like 10 points. Like
Sometimes you get to
you're doubling
click
up on
nice.
psychic types when like the second best mon on the team is like a psychic type. Like you need like less psychic types, obviously. And then there's the really funny you can do with Sunny Day Prankster Riolu. It's not real, but like it probably will like save a calc and might come up. So it doesn't like not have an ability.
Kathy, I hope you know I'm bringing it against you for week 1.
Yeah, that's called inting.
It's
Tricking
fine, it's week
ability
1.
shield onto your Mega Houndoom.
True.
So yeah, and part of the reason why I've had to draft all these low tier Pokemon is because I graphed 2 20-pointers. Something I never wanted to do, but I looked at my team of Iron Hands plus Farigiraf, looked at every possible way I could build, and go, if I don't draft Rillaboom, I'm gonna lose to the 2 different Psychic Terrain teams in this league. So
Yeah, because you
I was
didn't draft Wide Guard. If you would have drafted Wide Guard, you didn't need Rillaboom.
Yeah.
Wide Guard's fake. Wide Guard is made by the big media that
Wide Guard is made by woke liberals trying
by
to
Disney.
make
It's
it
been
so
brought
that
to you by Spread Move Gang.
I
Exactly.
hate those woke liberals trying to stop me from clicking my Astral Barrage and killing their psychic type. I hate
Also,
the
if I-
woke media.
also
As
if I
a
bring
member
Wide
of the
Guard, I'm just gonna
Bastiodon
get
Mafia,
single.
I'm gonna have to dispute this.
I know if I bring Wide Guard, I'm just gonna get like psychicked and die.
Yeah, most.
Yeah,
Lots of fight types.
or the other team is gonna hit you with
Psycho Boost.
Psychic Draco Meteor, and then your Iron Hands is
Yeah.
gonna die through Assault Vest. Which is so cool.
Yeah.
So cool.
So yeah, yeah. So I drafted Rillaboom as well. So I've got like maybe one of the best top 3s of ever, and then the rest of my team is like could go either way.
Mega Houndoom.
no,
The rest of the team is Mega
Rat-
Houndoom. Yeah.
Rat, you're pointing out Mega Houndoom like Dragargle is not on the team.
Look. I
What?
hate to say
Hey.
this. No. Dragalge is infinitely more real than Mega Houndoom. I'm just gonna say it.
No,
I'm gonna kill myself.
I legitimately disagree here because without Mega Houndoom, how are you gonna intimidate? Not intimidate, rather. Will-O-Wisp. That's the word I was looking for. How are you gonna burn Pokemon? Because Rat, you gotta understand, we're not you. We don't just get free burns. We just don't get free RNG. We just don't.
No, trust.
We
Freeze
just
everything with Cryogonal, trust.
we just don't sit here and go, please, 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 and then it happens every time.
It was one time.
But no, I don't think Dragalge's great. I think Dragalge's like fine because it's a poison type that deals with fairy types for Iron Hands. Like it's fine, but I do think it's legitimately worse than Mega Houndoom. Because without Mega Houndoom, you also have to realize you don't have a fast mode. You just don't have a fast mode without Mega Houndoom. And I mean, it's good on the fast mode. So plus it's like you can't priority it to take advantage of its semi-low defenses because Farigiraf's there. Plus it's paired with a really good grass type in Rillaboom, which can help deal with water types and ground types and rock types. Legitimately, I think Mega Houndoom here is totally fine. I think it's really not bad.
Yeah, it's the best
Yeah.
mon for the points, but it's
Yeah.
also Mega Houndoom, so it's funny.
Yeah, it's funny because it's Mega Houndoom. But it does legitimately provide a lot to the team because it's your Snarl Pokemon, it's your Will-O-Wisp. Okay, Rillaboom and Bisharp apparently get Snarl, but like, come on.
Rillaboom a bit more real. We don't see it in VGC, but I think Snarl
It's-
Rillaboom is a bit more real.
Yeah, it's like comparing a 0.05% to a 0.1%. It's like, it's more real.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, sure, but you could click good moves too. You could do
Yeah.
that.
That is entirely an option, yeah.
And there's also a reason why Bisharp is here. One, because I need steals to kill these stupid fairies that want to kill my Iron Hands. But also, despite me only having 3 physical mons on the team, 2 of them are 20 points worth. I think there's going to be Intimidates if they're all around coming from my hands and my monkey.
Well, I mean, also too, right? Like, sure, you don't have a ton of physical attackers, but the physical attackers you have, if you don't intimidate them, just steamroll you. So it's kind of in a position where you always have to have that or have to have something to deal with it.
Yeah.
And Bisharp is a damn good way to deter and intimidate. I am a sucker for Bisharp.
I'm really excited to use it. It's my only times 4 weakness as well.
Yeah, that's actually really impressive, given, you know, you got sniped at the last minute and only have 1 4x.
Yep. And then the mon that I'm going to hate myself for using the most. Goddamn you, Kath, for saying Riolu is the right call. Because God, coaching Iron Hands is gonna be a demon for everyone to face.
It's
Not me,
gonna
I run away.
it's gonna be a demon until Eris Biggie runs out Fluttermane and crits you with Moonblast and just kills you anyways. I actually don't know if it kills without boosting item. I think it's close.
It's
I don't
fine.
think it depends on the Iron Hand side.
This
If
is
it's
me.
not
I'll
AB,
make
it
Iron
does.
Hands live.
Well, yeah, you just
I
put
will make Iron Hands live.
it's very easy. You just put Assault Vest on it and then dump all of its stats into special defense.
Yeah.
That's what I did literally every single week last season. I just ran Assault Vest with a bunch of stats, or like Life Orb, or well, not Life Orb, Clear Amulet or Citrus Berry. That's what I ran every week, and I ran a shitload of special defense the entire season. And
Yep.
Yeah, but you
yeah,
don't make playoff, so Elbow though.
I didn't make
from the
playoffs. Yeah,
start.
I am a fraud. I'm washed. That's why I'm the washed warrior. But yeah,
I will say
Oh, well, that was win
kinda,
though.
like, gripe I
You've never
have
used that. You've never used that title.
Cardinal and like Iron Hands has the monopoly over Assault Vest, so you can't use Rillaboom's best item, which kind of fucking sucks. That's about it.
I
It's
mean,
fine.
I will say like that is true, but at the same time, you can run Clear Amulet, Iron Hands on this team. You've got a lot of recovery
have
built
to
in. Like you've got Rillaboom anyways, so you're gonna be getting natural recovery up. You can run Drain Punch. Forgot might get Heal Pulse. I don't think it's real, but it might get it.
You know who does get a heal pulse? Chloritza.
True.
Oh, that's true. Actually, that's more real than Farigiraf having it, because 75% boost. So
Yep.
50.
And I have said I will do it for Cafe once this season. I will Terrain Pulse. In fact, to be fair, I'm probably bringing Terrain Pulse every week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or it's like you want what Water Pulse, Dark Pulse, or Dragon Pulse, Protect, and then one more move.
Or Sphere. You can run Aura Sphere too.
Yeah, Aura Sphere.
Just
Yeah.
basically, it's Pulse, Protect, something. Usually a Pulse though.
Usually a Pulse. Oh, there's like worlds in which Ice Beam is like a correct call.
Yeah, of course.
The thing is,
Yeah,
I drafted both Dragauji and Chloritza in Season 11. And I used both quite a bit. So, like, these are mons I am familiar with. They're probably the only mons on the team I'm familiar with, other than Torn Team. So yeah, kind of accident. My plan was to use a lot of familiar stuff, and then I did the opposite. But we'll see how things go. I have no idea really what to expect with this team. I think it's good, but it does have its flaws, of course. It does have no fairy resist.
Yeah, I'm gonna, talk the little bit of bias here. That's not for this video. Obviously, I'm not gonna change the ranking because of that. But I think you're gonna be able to pilot this just fine.
Yeah.
It's different, but I wouldn't exactly say Iron Hands for a Graph Rillaboom is a hardcore to use.
No.
You kind of just win the game. That's kind of what you do. Who just DM'd me? Oh.
I am at least happy that despite having such a slow team, there is at least somewhat of a real fast mode, which is nice.
Yeah. All right.
Thank you, Mega Houndu.
Next up, we have got Lyrics team. Winda,
Hey, it's a team.
Winda, do you want to read this one off because you had your grubby little hands all over it?
I did. So this one is Ogerpon Halflame, Tapu Fini, Sneasler, Landorus Incarnate, Bronzong, Mega Camerupt, Electabuzz, Ganmega, and Finion. First of all, Lyric, let's get this out the way. Finion isn't real. Stop trying to tell me you're going to put it next to Mega Camerupt to block water moves. Stop it.
Ooh.
Stop it.
We're really in the tank trying to make Mega Camerupt work, huh? Oof.
The other thing is Electabuzz was supposed to be Raichu. I think it's definitely worse. Because
I disagree.
Because now it forces Sneasler to be the fake out mon. But
on the topic of Sneasler, I don't like Fini with Sneasler. How are you gonna what's it called? Dire Claw people.
Me and Kathy were talking about that like frame one after the draft ended. It was like, oh, this is not good. Literally the worst terrain for it.
You know what I've also realized? Electabuzz with Fini, you don't have an ability.
That is true as well.
No, you don't. Do you?
No, you don't.
No, you don't.
Well, okay. Technically, you do, but only because of how many different terrain teams there are. You just accidentally have an ability.
So yeah, when me and Lyric were coming up with this team, neither of us thought about Dire Claw not proccing in Misty terrain.
Did you guys just think it would?
No, neither of us thought about Dire Claw at all. We were just like, oh, Sneasler's the best unburdened mon, so it gives the team some extra speed. We did not think about Dire Claw in the slightest.
Do you want me to be honest? It shows.
Yeah.
It shows that you didn't think about what moves Sneasler would click. You guys thought about fake out? Probably coaching. I get coaching vibes. No, I don't. I'm lying. There's 2 physical attackers on this team. And one of them is Sneasler. Nope, one of them is Sneasler.
Coaching Bronzong.
Coaching Bronzong.
No. Coaching physical Landorus. That's the wave. Coaching physical Landorus. Unironically, that's not the worst thing I've heard in this call today.
120.
I mean, you would do it more for the defense than the attack, but yeah, kind of like the same as the Bronzong theorem.
Gear Force Rock Slide.
So here's where I also say that the team started with Finny Ogerpon Halfling, and then kind of spiraled there.
Can I tell you my honest opinion? I'm gonna repeat what I said earlier. It shows. It shows.
We fought Finny Ogerpon, and we were like, "Damn, this is crazy!" And then kind of tried to fill out the team from there.
I mean, Finny Ogerpon is crazy.
I like Landorus on this team a lot.
I kind of like it.
I think it would have been better with better Tailwind, but
Yeah, we're not gonna sit here and pretend that Yanmega is real, when unironically, I would rather use Yanma. This isn't a bit. I would rather use Yanma, because at least it has compound eyes for Hypnosis.
that's true. However, counterpoint. I'm pretty sure Yanma doesn't get Frisk. I have no idea, by the way. I'm just guessing.
I don't think so, but Yanmega on this team also does not get Frisk. Let's be so for real, bestie. No, Yanma does get Frisk. It gets Speed Boost, Compound Eyes, and Frisk. It literally gets all of the abilities that Yanmega would want, but it has Compound Eyes instead of Tinted Lens, which is just better. For what Yanmega's gonna do on this team. I think Yanmega... It's like, you got Pokemon that can work. I legitimately think the first 7 can work. I don't think they're terrible. But then you got Yanmega here. And sure, Yanmega can do things, but we did also see earlier, we have Fluttermane, which is faster after a speed boost. It's not great. We have Lilligant Hisui, which is faster than after a speed boost. We have your team that doesn't care about Yanmega because it's fake. We have the Rain team that doesn't care about Yanmega because it's fake. Like, Yanmega's just fake. Like, I'll just be straight up honest with it. I think Yanmega might... No, I was going to say it might be the worst Pokemon drafted. Like, that can, actually do something. But that's a lie. Because that's a lie. I think I like it better than Cryogonal. I do think I like it but that's like, again, the difference between a 0.1 and a 0.05.
Hey, Cryogonal's useful.
Yeah, Cryogonal's the 0.5. It's got freeze. Yeah. Hey, it counters Dracovish.
It does.
True.
It has freeze dry, and it has screens.
And it has haze. Ooh, haze.
One specific matchup.
Does have haze, yeah, that is a thing you can do sometimes.
Yeah. Wow. Really, nothing in this division really
Oh.
has good setup, does it? Huh.
Huh.
Wait. Wait, does nothing in this division really have good setup?
Oh my god, wait, you might be
Winda has
right.
Bisharp. Bisharp can set up. Sort of.
Um,
Pyrus doesn't have setup, unless you're running the fakest thing in the universe called, Calm Mind, Hatterene. I guess Archaludon technically is set up itself.
yeah.
But that's a little
Bishop
cheating.
can set up. Riolu is there to help set up.
Kartana can set up. Mega Gallade can set up. Obviously there's the Dozogiri, but we were already talking about how that's the one used for Haze. Big E does not have a setup Pokemon on his team. Like, he has Pokemon that can set up, but he doesn't have a setup Pokemon. Huh. Oh yeah, your only Haze on this team also is Tapu Fini, which feels a bit rough.
No, that's actually fine.
No, it's fine, but like, Tapu Fini is your one setup Pokemon on this team, and there are teams where you're going to want to set up against Fini, but if they start setting up, like, you're going to start setting up with Fini, rather, but then they're going to start setting up against you, and you're going to be like, oh, I really wish I had Haze, but you're not going to have Haze because you're running Calm Mind. Unless you're running both, I guess.
I, like, on occasion, like, when I played Fini, like, sometimes, like, when it wasn't the spot to set up, you could just click Haze as a force move. So you'd be.
Oh
Like,
yeah, you could have it as your fourth move, but I also think that was way more real on your team than it is on this team.
Sure.
Because you had other threats like Stack Attacka that like demanded the turn 1 respect. The only thing on here that demands turn 1 respect is like Ogre Pawn an eighth of the time and Landorus.
These can be hard to deal with them on turns on the team.
Yeah. Landorus isn't like super hard. Ogre Pawn is kind of difficult to deal with.
Anyway.
Is this joining the B
Where are we
squad?
doing it? Where are we putting it? Yeah.
We saying this is B squad?
B squad.
B squad rise up.
Where?
B squad rise
Yeah, I
up.
guess B squad.
I do think I
think
like
I'd
this
go
the
a
most
lot
out of the
better.
B tier teams though, to be fair.
Yeah, I think a better Tailwind setter could help a lot.
Oh, I
And
was
also
talking
Finny
about
on
how I'd
Dusk.
rather use Yanma, but because you have Tapu Fini, that sucks. Why do we have Yan Mega? Can't even click Hypnosis on this team. It's kind of just gotta sit there. It clicks Tailwind and then
like-
it just sits there.
It's gonna air slash flinch everyone.
Nah. I'm not in this division. So it's gonna get like 3. Who fucking cricketed me? Who fucking cricketed me?
Oh.
Rat, you don't get to do that. I'm gonna crush your team. And by crush it, I mean I'm not gonna be nice in PRs. And you know that. Because I
Yeah,
told you
that
I
is
don't like your
first
team.
place. Yeah, no, I'm aware.
Alright, so we think this is the best B squad team, right?
Yes.
Yeah, but like, please, can we stop drafting mons that are just like anti-synergize with each other? Please.
No.
Please.
Yeah. Can we like
I
can we get rid
will
of
say-
Number
I
seven,
personally
the best
think-
not be anti-synergy.
Oh wait, we don't
I-
have we don't have a dragon either. Is that just because wait. We can draft Sneasler. That's anti-synergistic with Tapu Fini. But we can't draft a dragon? What? What? I'm going crazy.
You know what? One of these days I'm gonna make. the
I
most anti-synergistic team I could
personally
possibly
think it is very hard to build a Finny team without it having anti-synergy.
Should have just DM'd Kathy and said, "Hey, how do we build this Finny team without having a bunch of anti-synergy?"
In fairness, I ran double terrain, which kind of sucked. Which,
Yeah,
like, was
but your
anti-synergy, but
your
it
terrain
didn't-
mon had utility.
Yeah.
Plus,
Um,
grassy terrain is anti-synergistic more with misty terrain than it is with Finny, because it gives
But it's
recovery
like-
to Finny.
Misty terrain is like, it doesn't really matter.
Oh yeah,
I'll be for real.
misty terrain is like doo-doo fart. Oh my goodness! Wait.
It's just there.
Wait. Hold on. Hear me out. You run Coaching Sneasler with Landorus and
Let's go.
Telepathy Tapu Fini, so he can click Earthquake. Don't do that, Lyric. If you do that,
Hey,
I'm gonna judge
does
you in the
Sneasler
general
get
chat.
That's a
Swagger.
great Weekate meme.
Does it get what?
Swagger.
Yeah, I think Finny does get swagger.
Finny gets swagger.
Finny gets it.
We need
Sneasler.
Swagger into Ogre Pawn. Can't be
Scott-
confused because of the terrain. That's a free +2.
It's a,
Skull
sure.
Finny, baby.
Sure. I mean, you can do that. That's for sure.
I
You
used to
can-
do that in the
Technically
Sun
an
and Moon days.
I mean, hey, I'm so fine. On ladder, I respect that a lot more than, in draft, when your move choices have to be very intentional. I don't like 3-move Finny in draft, but we'll see. B squad, rise up, baby. Is-
So
Squad
Cappy's,
rise
had,
up.
Cappy's team had anti-synergy with Tapu Fini. It had Hisuian Zoroark, which could Will-O-Wisp, and Mega Manectric, which could Thunderwave.
I never brought that, and I never thought of bringing that. Like, ever.
Come on.
Like, either
Come
of
on.
those. Oh, I can do this with my mon. It is a move I get.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm
the-
just
Not a
saying-
move I
I'm
have
just-
to play.
I'm just saying I think it's hard to build. I agree Sneasler is anti-synergistic. and probably
Okay.
But when
The
you're-
difference between Will-O-Wisp and Thunderwave is that those are optional.
Yeah.
Sneasler has a lot of stuff in its kit that wants to poison, wants to hit you with Dire Claw. Like, you have
When,
one
like-
ability now. You can't run Poison Touch on this thing, even though that would be a great ability some weeks. Or you just have to have Finny in the back and just pray that your Poison Touch procs before you can switch Finny in.
There's times when like the anti-synergy doesn't matter. This is not one of those times because the Mon relies on it. Like, I think you can relatively easily make a team that doesn't anti-synergize with Buffini, and not the hardest in the world.
Also, the weird thing about it too is like, if there was some other way to reliably proc on Burden, like it's what? Normal gem? White herb? If there was some other way, I don't think I would have such a big issue with Finny being here because you can just bring Finny as a backmon. But there's not really one in for Sneasler.
Yeah.
You can
No,
run
I
normal
agree-
gem, but I mean,
I agree with what you're
yeah.
saying.
I've been very vocal about how fake normal gem is. And I do firmly believe that by, I think, the times when nobody against me brought normal gem Sneasler, I think I just won every game. Where normal gem Sneasler was there. Because it's like, ooh, wow, your fake out's now going from 10% to 15%. Wow. Wow, that's so cool. I'm so proud of you.
Shall we move on to the next team?
Yes, because this team I think is actually more interesting. We might be out of B squad, folks. We might be out of B squad for a little bit.
We might be in C squad, you never know.
I actually don't think there's a C tier team in this division. I just think there's a bunch of B tier teams. Spoiler,
The
I
C
do.
tier's decorated.
Spoiler, I do think there is a B squad.
B squad.
I think this is a B
Okay.
squad. I think this is a B
I'm
squad.
part of B squad.
Can we make
Are-
B plus and B minus?
Yeah, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and do that.
Just
we
rename,
can
just
fill
rename
out,
C
yeah.
to B minus.
Okay, so we got B plus. We got B minus. Now on the tier list. Okay, I'm gonna initially move Big E and Pyrus and well fuck, all of them want to be in the same spot. This did nothing. This did nothing to help us. I'm realizing
B
we have
minus
No,
squad.
No,
B minus
it's-
squad.
So all three of those are going in B minus, and then this and Lyric are going in B plus.
No, Lyric is in just B. Lyric is not a B plus team. Come on. Closer to
Oh,
A than B.
I thought
B-
you. I thought we were doing just B plus B minus, not
No.
B plus.
No,
We're
I
doing
got
all
B-
three. Okay.
B plus B, B minus. I can't
Okay.
wait. I can't wait to have these just for Dusk and then get rid of them for Dawn. It's
That's
cool.
really funny.
It's cool. I love it here. I love it here. All right, next up, we've got Pinky with Mega Blastoise, Tapu Koko, Landorus Therian, Iron Jugulus, Berserker, Aromatisse, Chandelure, Drampa, Crabominable, Spupa. These top four are crazy.
It's a really good top four, and then
And then there's Berserker.
So there's top four are good. Berserker's fine. Aromatisse is fine. Chandelure's pretty decent. Trampa's fine. Carbomidal's bad. Spupa is
I love nobody on.
The Lord
it's-
Nobody pack.
It's a redirector. But why do we need a redirector when we've got Mega Blastoise? Can someone
We
explain
have
that
Mega
to me?
Blastoise. Why do you need Spupa?
I guess if you want to shell smash it, right? Like that's the
Yeah.
justification for it.
Yes.
I guess. I do think though this team, if we are assuming it's B tier, is the best B tier team bar none.
I think so.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
I would just get my critique out of the way. I hate how Lando and Coco are on the same team. That's my main critique. I think those two the two polar opposite mons.
I think if Jugulus wasn't on this team, I would be fine with Lando T because then you can like occasionally run telepathy. But because of Jugulus, if you're running telepathy, you have to be running booster, which you could, I guess. I mean, I guess you're just running like stomping Lando every week, which is fine. I think it's fine.
Yeah.
I appreciate a team having an actually good Intimidator. Now that we've, you know, gone through... Wait, is this our first Intimidator?
No.
What was our other Intimidator?
We had Arcanine.
Arcanine.
Ugh, right, I forgot.
Wow, there's not a lot of
So
Intimidate in
what,
this.
out of 7 teams so far, 2 of them have Intimidate?
That's wild.
Surely I'm mistaken. No Intimidate on Big E. No Intimidate on Kathy, which is fine, because it's Dondozo. No Intimidate here. Intimidate here. No Intimidate on Winda's team. No Intimidate on Lyric's team. Jeez, 2
Yeah,
for
it's just the
7. Huh. Okay, yeah, well, now that I, you know, see that there's only 2 Intimidators in the league, I do like the Arcanine a little bit more in retrospect. Not enough to move it at all on the tier list, but I do like it more. This team, honestly, like, the biggest thing I have to say is it's really hard to evaluate where it's going to end up. Because I think there's a case for A, but there's also a case for B-. Like,
Yeah.
I think it's an A quality. Like, you've got the quality of Mons that could carry to an A tier team, but then you've also got some really weird choices. Berserker, I think, is a little weird. I think Berserker's fine. I don't think it's god awful. I'm not saying it's good, but I mean, it just by the virtue of it having fake out, I kind of feel the same way about it as I do with Spupa, which is concerning because Spupa's only, what, 2 points? And this is 7?
I think it's 7. 6 or 7.
I believe it's 7. But it gives wiggle room to what Mega Blastoise is going to be able to run. Like, you don't have to run Fake Out, you don't have to run Follow Me every week, which I think is fine, but, you know, fine doesn't really cut it.
Yeah.
But in this division, truth be told, I think because of how this division feels so much lower powered than what I would anticipate, I think this team is completely fine. I think this team is a playoff contender. Though, to be fair, it's Pinky. This team is also, like, screams playoffs contender. Not necessarily, you know, making playoffs, but it screams kind of that, like I was mentioning earlier with Big E, that kind of 4 to 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But probably pushing more at the 4 than the 6.
Yeah, this one is more in the 4 than the 6.
Yeah.
This is just one I don't have much to say.
I think here's the best way I can describe it. It's got 4 really good mons and then a bad Trick Room setup. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like
My
redirect, like Mega Blastoise Aromatisse setting up Trick Room is fine, but then the offense is Tramper and Abominable and kind of Chandelure.
Well, here's the weirdest part. We really don't
There's
even have a Tailwind mode on this team.
Yeah,
Like-
like you've
Like
got
we're just
Coco Jugulis
we're
for,
just
like,
benefiting from the fact that every other team doesn't really have a real Tailwind setter, so we can get away with like Mega Blastoise just clicking Water Spout. But I mean, I'm thinking about the one team that has a real one, which is Kathy, and like,
Meow.
that's not a fun matchup. I think this team also just gets chewed alive by Dozo, but that's a different story. I guess Coco can like pretend to be
I
there.
say, I feel like Coco
Coco can
Coco
pretend
feels
to
like
be
he
there. Yeah, it's fine. I haven't looked at all that matchup, so I'm just gonna like assume that I'm right.
I could just get 2 hazes. Like, it's not terrible.
Yeah.
It's not...
I will say it's kind of messed up how we kind of this ends up becoming the how's your matchup into Kathy, If you're in B or B minus, I think this one's like, I fucking hate that we have 5 B tier teams. That's so unreal. And what's even crazier is we're gonna have 6.
Yeah.
The more the merrier, as they say.
Yeah, I think this is like B plus. I think out of our B tier teams, this is the best one. I think this is bordering on A. Legitimately, if we didn't have to make like a B minus, I think we could have just put this in like in A.
Yeah. I think it goes 1, 2, 3, 4. Very good ones. Ass, ass, mid, mid, ass, ass. Yeah,
Yeah,
like it has a 4
I mean,
really good months and a lot of
I mean, I gotta say our standard for A tier is very low this season.
Hey.
I'm not saying because of you. Trust me, I'm not saying because of you. But yeah, I think it's a B plus. If you guys wouldn't like, obviously, if we didn't want to do these separate tiers, the 3 in the bottom are in C tier. This is in Lyric is in B, and then Pinky's in A. If you don't want to have the mid tiers, like if you're doing a tier list at home, this isn't a separate tier list doc, so I'm not sending anyone this. But like if you're doing it at like doing your own, if you wanted to have that in A and like these in C, I really wouldn't like disagree. This is one of the teams that I think on paper I can't properly evaluate without sitting here and like really thinking about matchup spreads. And I don't like doing that for draft PRs. Maybe if I do the maybe if I do the week to week
if we did if we did 1A, 1S, 2As, 2Bs, 3Zs.
It would look cleaner, but
tell the truth.
But I'm not putting you in the same tier as Kathy. Just like I'm not putting Pinky in the same tier as you. I just don't think that's right. You know what? We can like assume B tier's gone. I'm just gonna use the same doc tier list maker for when we're done, but because I'm lazy.
This has been a mess more than usual.
Yeah.
I mean, I just don't want to set up a completely new one. So I'm just gonna move these back down to Dusk. But
Let's
yeah.
get through this last one.
Yeah, let's get through the last one here. We've got my buddy Ace on the Discord as Aegis the Wonder. Aegis the Wonder. I don't know. I don't fucking care.
I don't know. Not how you spell ages.
It's not. But you know,
Aegis.
GIs. It's got Deoxys Attack, Tapu Lele, Hitmontop, Blastoise, Weezing Galar, Blaziken, Mega Sceptile, Kilowattrel, Capraja.
So can I say my first thoughts real quick?
Yeah.
Because I said this to Kath when we were in person. I said, "Hey, the trainers team's back."
Yeah. Don't worry. We were saying that in the group chat.
Oh.
When building, except, I mean, I don't like
There's
losing
the
Galar on
biggest.
this team. Like he just wanted to use it because he likes it, and I said that's fine. So he's just here to play for fun for the summer, because I wanted him to play. I mean, I don't like despise Weezing Galar on this team. I don't like it. I don't despise it. It's a good support piece for here. Like, sort of 3 abilities are real on this thing. Levitate on this is like never real, but if we pretend it is,
I feel like it is real. Because when you tell me one situation when you want to neutralizing gas your own team.
it's not for your own team. The theory for neutralizing gas, what it would be on this team is you want to shut down your opponent's broken abilities.
That is true, but your abilities are also kind of broken.
Just turn Intimidate on and off.
I
again
mean,
over and
there
over.
are there are some. There are definitely some. Like, competitive's fine. Like, but it's also not the end of the world if you don't get competitive off of Kilowattrel.
Also, it's a flying type.
Plus, so
Oh, no.
yeah, but that doesn't matter for neutralizing gas.
Yeah.
But like we have the main damage dealer on the team. Deoxys Attack doesn't have an ability, so that's fine. Like Deoxys Wheezing Galar isn't a great lead by any means, but it's not like, you know, the worst lead ever. But like you can run Ability Shield Tapu Lele, and that's like, you know, the one ability that you really, really want at all times. Just being able to set Psychic Surge. Also, I will say Ability Shield Tapu Lele with Wheezing Galar in this division specifically is really good. Because you shut off your opponent's terrains and you always ensure that yours is the one that's going up. Like, sure, they can... Well, okay, I will say this. Against Rillaboom and against, you know... Just Rillaboom, pretty much. Like, pretty much just Rillaboom.
Yeah.
Like, that's, like, the one that's, like, really, really broken. But I mean, like... Galarian Weezing being here is just a funny matchup check for some of the matchups. Like it's just a funny thing that helps shore up some matchups.
Yeah.
It's good against Dozogiri.
It is a team you can use against it, but Kathy's experienced with Dozogiri, and I think she has played the Weezing variant of the team, so I'm pretty sure she knows how to play around neutralizing gas.
Nah, trust, she's forgotten everything. Right, Kathy, right?
Don't disrespect my goat. I'll kill you.
Just remember not to run unaware in the matchup. Otherwise, you will get Psycho Boosted 5 times.
Yeah.
So,
That's a good idea.
the one thing I will say, normally I'm a Kilowattrel hater, and I still am. I hate Kilowattrel. Ever since the Scarf Kilowattrel incident of 2024, where I seriously considered bringing Scarf Kilowattrel to shore up a matchup. But, funnily enough, in this division, it's the 3rd best Tailwind Pokemon.
That's my goat Kilowattrel.
Like, because of that, Kilowattrel's just busted. Mega Sceptile isn't great. Like,
it's funny.
Legitimately,
Wait, you have pledges.
I do think if Mega Sceptile had like 2 more moves, like 2 more coverage moves, it would actually be real. That's not even like me trolling. Like 2 more coverage moves and this mon would be real.
Yeah.
But like you said, there is the pledges that I didn't even notice until right now. That's like a really funny, like coincidental thing that you can run. That's just gonna like ruin someone's day. You might not win the set, but you're gonna make someone real mad.
Yeah, there's like actual potential with the pledges for this team. That's actually really cool. Yeah. I like that.
Yeah. Also, genuinely, I think this has one of the better fast modes in the division. While also having...
That's bad.
So, it doesn't have Trick Room. Like, that's just a fact. Like, there is not a Trick Room for this team, because there's no Trick Room setter. But, this team is also built in a way where if your opponent goes for Trick Room, you're not dead to rights. Obviously, if you lead Deoxys Attack, you're dead to rights. Like, if you get the lead wrong, it's gonna be rough. But you've also got, like, random synergies, like, if you make Kilowattrel faster than Modest Sceptile, you just click Discharge, this thing's at +1, and then, like, most of the Trick Room setters are just gonna be dead anyways. Most. Unless you miss Leaf Storm. Then you're kind of screwed. But honestly, I am a little biased, but I do like this team a fair bit. I think it's probably B-, because I feel like it's just like a little bit below what I would value in Lyrics. But also they have the separate problem where Lyric has like an actual Trick Room setter, but doesn't have a Tailwind. This team has a Tailwind, but doesn't really have a Trick Room setter. So it's one of those where I will say I did help out a little bit with this team. I will say a lot of the decisions weren't ones that I would make personally, but also, you know, there were some snipes. Like, this was supposed to be in DD female. Obviously, if this is in DD female, the team is 30 times better, right?
Yeah. Unfortunately, this season everyone wanted Indeedee female.
Yeah, that was just kind of like the hot mon on everyone's radar. Truth be told, I don't think Lele's bad on this team either, because it gives you a fairy type.
Yeah.
That's not like a awful fairy type either.
Gives you got a double fairy.
Oh yeah, right. Wheezing Galar. It's got fairy moves. That's right. It's kind of a fairy type.
It's kind of.
Kind of a fairy type. But honestly, though, like, even if you're running, like, Levitate or Misty Surge, well, usually Levitate, obviously, this thing's a pretty decent support Pokemon. But, like, there's a lot of, like, good support Pokemon on this team. Like, you've got Hitmontop, which is a great support, Blastoise, which is a great support.
Yeah.
It's like you've
I think
got...
it'll be a bit tough to use Blastoise offensively, but, like, Blastoise support is just so good that I think it's fine.
Yeah, there's a reason why... we always, like, I talked about Wartortle being crazy. Blastoise is just, like, slightly less bulky Wartortle that does some damage.
Right.
And can hold an item.
Yeah, plus you can also just, like, cheekily run a Shell Smash 1 week. And get away with it, too. Like, you can just get away with the Shell Smash. But I'll say this is probably B-. I think it's my favorite B- team. But it does feel very B-y to me. But truth be told, I don't think it takes a ton to fix this. Like, if you get just a real Trick Room setter, I think this team becomes real. Obviously, that's not everything the team needs, but it does go a long way.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, hey, look at that. 3 out of 8 intimidates.
Yeah, I knew.
And legitimately,
I knew there was 3.
Yeah, and legitimately,
because I had to
this
count
one
for
is
my own bishop.
Legitimately, this is the one that's the best too. I think Hitmontop is the best one that got drafted. Because Lando T obviously is like different reasons. It's better as a mon, but I think this is the best Intimidator drafted.
Let's go wide guard.
All right, so in conclusion, we have Kathy in S, Winda in A, Pinky and Lyric in B+, and in B-, we have Ace, Swag, Big E, and Pyrus. You can order those for however you want. I do not care. But that's what we've got for the Dusk Division PRs.
Yay!
This has been interesting.
This has been interesting, and
Tier Brigade.
And you know what's even worse? Dawn Division is going to take a lot more to get through.
Rude.
Make sure you have your
That's gonna
drinks,
be
folks. Make sure you have your drinks, folks. See you in the next
I
one.
might like to go and get some gin.
Yeah.
Bye.